Dela's hands moved to the buttons of Paris's shirt, undoing them with surprising patience. She kissed each new bit of revealed skin, making Paris squirm with need. When Paris's shirt was finally off, Dela sat back, just looking at her with an expression that made Paris feel beautiful and desired and seen in a way she'd never experienced before. "Perfect," Dela whispered, and bent to press kisses along the edge of Paris's bra. "You're perfect." Paris reached up, pulling Dela down for another kiss while her hands fumbled with the clasp of Dela's bra. She'd never done this before. Never been with a woman, never wanted anyone the way she wanted Dela. But her body seemed to know what to do, guided by instinct and desire. When they were finally skin to skin, Paris nearly sobbed with the intensity of it. Dela's body was warm and solid against hers, all lean muscle and dangerous grace. Her hands moved with confident purpose, mapping Paris's body like territory to be claimed. "Is this okay?" Dela asked, her hand resting on the button of Paris's jeans. "Yes," Paris gasped. "God, yes." Dela smiled, a real smile, warm and genuine, and began to revealing her completely. Afterward, they lay tangled together, Paris's head resting on Dela's shoulder while Dela's fingers traced idle patterns on her back. Paris felt boneless and satisfied in a way she'd never experienced before. "That was..." she started, then laughed softly. "I don't even have words." "Agreed," Dela murmured, pressing a kiss to the top of Paris's head. Paris tilted her face up, meeting Dela's eyes. The coldness was gone, replaced by a warmth that made her heart ache. "What happens now?" "I don't know," Dela admitted. "I've never done this before. Not like this." "Me neither," Paris confessed. They lay in comfortable silence for a while, both lost in thought. Finally, Paris spoke again. "I'm scared." "Of me." "Of what you make me feel," Paris clarified. "Of how much I already care about you. Of what it means to be involved with someone in your world." Dela's arms tightened around her. "You should be scared. My world is dangerous. People I care about tend to end badly. Are you trying to scare me away?" "I'm trying to be honest with you," Dela said quietly. "You deserve that much." Paris propped herself up on one elbow, looking down at Dela's face. In the dim light, she looked younger, more vulnerable. "Then be honest. Do you want me to leave?" "No," Dela said immediately. "God, no. I want..." She paused, seeming to struggle with the words. "I want you to stay. I want to wake up with you every morning. I want to come home to you. I want things I never thought I'd want again." Paris's heart soared. "Then I'll stay. We'll figure out the rest together." "It won't be easy. Nothing worth having ever is," Paris said and kissed her again. This time the kiss was slow and sweet, full of promise rather than urgency. When they finally broke apart, Dela was smiling that rare, genuine smile that transformed her entire face. "The guards are going to be insufferable about this," she said. "They've been betting on when we'd finally get together." Paris laughed. "Really? Marcus has next week. He's going to be annoyed he was so close." They fell into comfortable laughter, and Paris felt something settle in her chest. This was right. Dangerous and complicated and possibly doomed, but right. She curled back into Dela's arms, letting herself be held. Outside, the city glittered with lights, vast and indifferent to the small miracle happening in this penthouse bedroom. For the first time in longer than she could remember, Paris felt safe, cherished, home. And as Dela's breathing evened out into sleep, real sleep, peaceful sleep, Paris allowed herself to hope that maybe, just maybe, they could make this work. Maybe love could bloom even in the darkest places. Maybe two broken people could heal each other. Maybe she could be the warmth that finally melted Dela's ice. Paris pressed a soft kiss to Dela's shoulder and closed her eyes, letting herself drift into dreams of a future she'd never dared imagine before. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, new dangers. But tonight, wrapped in Dela's arms, Paris had everything she needed. Tonight, they were simply two women who'd found each other against all odds, learning what it meant to be loved. And that, Paris decided, was enough. Paris woke to sunlight streaming through floor-to-ceiling windows and the unfamiliar weight of an arm draped across her waist. For a disoriented moment, she couldn't remember where she was. Then the events of the previous night came flooding back, and her cheeks flushed with heat. She'd slept with Dela, her employer, a mafia boss, a woman who killed people for a living. What have I done? But even as the thought formed, Paris couldn't bring herself to regret it. She turned carefully in Dela's embrace, studying the woman's face in sleep. The harsh lines had softened, making her look almost peaceful. Her blonde hair was mussed, falling across her face in a way that made Paris's heart squeeze. Dela looked vulnerable like this. Human. Not the cold, terrifying boss everyone else saw, but just a woman who'd survived too much and learned to build walls so high no one could scale them. Paris reached out carefully, brushing a strand of hair from Dela's face. Dela's eyes opened immediately, instantly alert, and Paris saw the momentary confusion before recognition dawned. "Hi," Paris whispered. Dela's expression softened in a way Paris had never seen before. "Hi." Her voice was rough with sleep, intimate in a way that made Paris's stomach flutter. "How long have you been awake?" "Just a few minutes. I was watching you sleep." "Creepy," Dela teased, but there was warmth in her eyes. "You looked peaceful," Paris said softly. "I've never seen you look peaceful before." Something flickered across Dela's face, surprise maybe or wonder. "I don't usually sleep well. But last night..." She paused, seeming to struggle with vulnerability. "I didn't have the nightmares." Paris's heart clenched. She leaned in, pressing a soft kiss to Dela's lips. "Good. You deserve peaceful sleep." The kiss deepened, morning breath be damned, and Paris found herself being rolled onto her back, Dela's body covering hers. It was different from the night before, slower, more tender, as if they had all the time in the world. Dela's hands mapped Paris's body with reverent attention, relearning every curve and hollow. When her fingers dipped between Paris's thighs, Paris gasped, arching into the touch. "Is this okay?" Dela asked, her voice low and husky. "Yes," Paris breathed. "God, yes." Dela took her time, building Paris up slowly until she was trembling and gasping, clutching at Dela's shoulders. When she finally fell apart, Dela held her through it, murmuring soft words against her skin that Paris couldn't quite make out but felt in her bones. After they lay tangled together, both breathing hard, Paris felt boneless and satisfied and impossibly happy in a way that terrified her. "I could get used to this," she admitted. Dela pressed a kiss to her forehead. "So could I. That's what scares me." Before Paris could respond, there was a knock at the door. Dela tensed immediately, her entire demeanor shifting from soft to dangerous in a heartbeat.
You have reached this point. Please subscribe for more. Thank you.
"Boss." It was Marcus's voice, carefully neutral. "Sorry to interrupt, but we have a situation." Dela closed her eyes briefly, and Paris saw the weight settle back onto her shoulders. The peaceful woman from moments ago disappeared, replaced by the cold, calculating boss. "Give me 5 minutes," Dela called out. "Yes, boss." Dela looked down at Paris, and there was regret in her eyes. "I'm sorry. I have to." "I know," Paris said quickly. "It's okay. Go do what you need to do." Dela kissed her once more, hard and quick, then rolled out of bed. Paris watched her dress with efficient movements, transforming from lover to leader. By the time she was fully clothed, hair pulled back, face composed, she was once again the terrifying Torello Dela. But she paused at the door, looking back at Paris still tangled in the sheets. "This isn't finished." "I know," Paris said again, softer this time. "I'll be here when you get back." Something eased in Dela's expression. She nodded once, then left, closing the door softly behind her. Paris lay in bed for a long moment, staring at the ceiling and trying to process everything that had happened. Her life had changed irrevocably in the span of a few weeks. She'd gone from struggling to pay rent to living in a penthouse, from loneliness to falling for a woman who could kill her without breaking a sweat. It should have terrified her. And it did, a little. But mostly, she felt alive in a way she'd never experienced before. Finally, she got up and showered, borrowing one of Dela's shirts since her own clothes were scattered across the bedroom floor. The shirt fell to mid-thigh, and Paris couldn't help smiling at how it smelled like Dela, expensive perfume and something uniquely her. When she emerged, she found Marcus in the kitchen making coffee. He took one look at her, disheveled, wearing Dela's shirt with a hickey visible on her neck, and grinned widely. Morning, boss lady. Paris flushed. Don't start. Wouldn't dream of it, Marcus said innocently, but his grin widened. Coffee, please. Paris slid onto a bar stool, accepting the mug gratefully. What's the situation? Marcus's expression sobered. Romano's making moves. He knows boss is distracted. Thinks this is his chance to strike. He paused, studying Paris carefully. He knows about you. Paris's blood ran cold. What? You're the boss's weakness now, Marcus said gently. That makes you a target. We're doubling security, but you need to be careful. Stay in the penthouse unless one of us is with you. Paris gripped her coffee mug tightly. This is because of last night. This is because Romano is an opportunistic bastard who's been looking for an opening for months, Marcus corrected. You just happen to be the opening. But boss won't let anything happen to you. None of us will. Why? Paris asked quietly. Why do you all care so much? Marcus smiled. Because you made her smile. You made her sleep without nightmares. You taught Dimitri to read his granddaughter's letters. You cook us dinner and treat us like people instead of just muscle. You're good for all of us, Paris. We're not going to let Romano take that away. Paris felt tears prick her eyes. She'd never expected to find family in this strange, dangerous world, but somehow she had. Thank you, she whispered. Marcus squeezed her shoulder gently. That's what family does. Dela stood at the head of the conference table, her expression carved from ice as she listened to the reports. Romano had been busy. He'd hit 3 of her warehouses, killed 2 of her dealers, and sent a message written in blood. The queen is weak. Time for a new king. The rage burning in Dela's chest was cold and controlled, the kind of fury that led to calculated violence rather than messy explosions. Romano had made a mistake. He'd attacked her business, her people, and now he'd threatened Paris. He was going to regret all of it. Options, she said curtly. Mikhail, her second-in-command, leaned forward. We hit him back. Hard. Take out his operations, make an example of his lieutenants. That's what he expects, Dela said. He's baiting us into a war. So we give him one, Dimitri rumbled. The oldest of her guards, he rarely spoke, but when he did, people listened. We've been too soft lately. Time to remind the city why they fear us. Dela's eyes flickered to the doorway, where Paris stood listening. She'd changed into proper clothes now, but she still looked soft and rumpled and entirely too vulnerable for this world. This is my fault, Dela thought. I let myself care, and now she's in danger. There's another option, she said slowly. I meet with Romano. Personally. End this before it becomes a full war. That's a trap, Marcus protested. He'll try to kill you. Let him try, Dela said coldly. I've survived worse than Romano. You're not going alone, Paris said from the doorway. Everyone turned to look at her, but she kept her eyes on Dela. If you're walking into a trap, I'm coming with you. Absolutely not, Dela said flatly. Paris crossed her arms. You need a medic if things go bad. I'm your medic. I'm coming. Paris. You can't protect me by leaving me behind, Paris interrupted. Romano knows about me now. I'm a target whether I'm here or with you. At least if I'm with you, I know you're okay. Dela wanted to argue, wanted to lock Paris in the penthouse and keep her safe. But she saw the determination in Paris's eyes and knew it was pointless. Paris was stubborn when she decided to be, and she decided to stand by Dela no matter what. It was terrifying, and impossibly precious. Fine, Dela said finally. But you stay close to me at all times. And if I tell you to run, you run. Understood. Understood, Paris agreed, though Dela suspected she was lying.